Rosalia in BT6 just got a round of over 10 straight buffs, but are these buffs enough to, well, make her usable and bump her up the ratings? So Rosalia is not one of my primary choices, as you guys might have been noticing, because you don't exactly see her that much on the channel, but Ninjakiwi has been determined in just bumping her up and just giving her a lot more power in these few updates. Let's see if this NG survives, and if he does, then round 10 should be no problem, and then we're gonna go straight to the buffs. I see a green balloon. Do we need to? Oh my god, this is gonna be really close, but I feel like we're probably gonna need to buy like a Dharma kit to back. Yeah, it's extremely close, but I don't mind. Oh my god, he's missing the bleeds. It's right next to you. Okay, what if we do a little bit of micro with the NG? Let me just keep it on strong, and then if red balloon, something like that, leaks, we can move into first, just like that. Back on strong, and yeah, that was all we need to do. Alright, so let's move into the balance changes. So there are a lot of changes. 12 straight buffs actually in one update, which is insane. So let me just go with the first part of changes. So we have an improved acquisition range, which is, I think, the range at which a tower locks onto a target. So that went from 32 to 40. We have increased repositioning speed, which means that she can move a lot faster from one place to another, so that's really nice. We've reduced initial target delay for the level 3 ability, which basically, if you guys have used the level 3 ability, if you guys know what she does, well, when you use the level 3 ability, there's a little bit of a delay before the missiles actually land onto the balloons, and so now that delay is being reduced by a decent amount actually, so making it a lot more precise, so that's really nice. And then just take a look at the changes with the level 10 ability. I mean, the kinetic charge, the level 10 ability is getting a lot more pierce, and the max damage, the max threshold is being increased by a decent amount. Now that's not all. The second round of changes have to do with her weapons. So every single weapon, both the grenades and the lasers, got a huge improvement. So for example, you're gonna notice things like increased pierce, increased damage to ceramics for the grenade attack, and then you're gonna also see the laser doing a lot more damage to Moab class balloons, and all of these things are really nice. But the question is, are they enough? Is this gonna make us use Rosalia a lot more than we already are? So yeah, let me just move her like this to snipe these balloons at the back. By the way, we have a couple of balloons, so let's use the level 3 ability. Oh, look at that delay. It's actually really noticeable, this reduction of the delay. That was really nice. Alright, so you can rely on this ability a lot more nowadays, but you cannot rely on this NG. So I'm just gonna place a dart monkey. Yes, there we go. Actually, around 21, let's keep her on the grenades for a second. Let's see how we do. A lot of yellows and a lot of pinks on this one, and it's the attack speed problem, right? So she's not handling these guys, so I'm gonna use the level 3 ability. Maybe should have done this a little bit earlier, but it's probably gonna be fine. The dart monkey at the back. Oh my god, this dart monkey is saving us like twice in this game. And then we're probably gonna need the grenades for this specific round, so I think I want to have her probably like this, in the range of as many balloons as possible, so she can get the attack speed. And look at this, we actually get some cleanup from her. I think we're gonna be able to handle 27 just with her, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, there we go. And then let's buy camo detection first, then we're gonna see what happens next. So I'm gonna get the radar scanner as soon as possible. Oh, I have zebras on this one, so let's switch her to first. Equip the lasers because she cannot pop zebras and black balloons with the grenade, so this is probably a correct choice. Move her back, get the grenade, switch her to first, and bam, there we go. All right, so a little bit of micro, definitely. I guess there comes a point in the game, which is usually going to be later on, where you can just, you know, select one of the weapons and just let her do her thing. And actually, I showed you guys all these balance changes, and I want to talk to you guys a little bit about them, because even though they're nice, I feel like they still might not be enough, or at least might not change what Rosalia does like in general in BT6. So for example, take the extra damage and the extra pierce happening with her grenade attack, right? That starts happening when she hits level 13 for the pierce and level 15 for the extra damage. But the problem is, when you're level 13, when you're level 15, you're probably into like free play, and in free play she is not really the cleanup that you're going to be buying for small balloons. You're going to use her laser attack, she's going to be a knockback. So even though all these changes are really nice, it's not exactly what you're using her for in the late game, is what I'm saying. But I do want to say that I like most of the other changes. So the laser changes, they seem amazing. A little bit of extra damage happening to warp class balloons is always welcome, and then also, you know, the small things, like for example the repositioning speed, the scar missiles being a little bit faster, and then the max possible damage being done by the kinetic charge, which is always really nice. So yeah, I feel like she's not gonna change in the late game, is what I'm saying, and I feel like it's still just gonna be like her and her laser just doing the thing in the late game. By the way, let me just use the level 7 ability to clean this run out. This is gonna be fine. By the way, I see a bunch of zebras. She is using both her weapons when you have the level 7 ability. Re-cleaning these guys out. Yes, there we go. That's really nice. Alright, so let's see if we can get some laser knockbacks. She is gonna need a little bit of attack speed. I don't even mind giving her an alchemist, so maybe like a 420, because we're gonna be buffing the glue as well, and let's see if we can make this thing happen. Yeah, so we only gotten one knockback so far, so attack speed is actually really important, especially for the late game, because we're gonna get a lot of knockbacks. Let's use the level 3 ability, and yes, that should be it for the Moab up. All right, that's really nice. So what's the attack that you keep at this point, right? So you're in the 40s. She's level 7. Maybe just move her up like this. And I don't know. I have a question for you guys. What do you use? Do you use the lasers or do you use the grenades? Let's see how we do versus around 43. So we should be fine versus 43, right? I mean, let's have her on strong so she focuses down the strongest balloons. And once she hits, oh my god, once she hits a powered up attack with the laser, it actually one-shots the ceramic. So I like don't even mind this in the first place. This is a bad round to switch to the grenades, but the next one isn't. So I'm gonna switch to the grenades on this one, go to first, and then we're gonna have a bunch of rainbows. So let's see how we do. Okay, so as long as the rainbows get hit by the glue, it seems like we go through the zebra and the black layer. Okay, so for 49, I'm gonna have her in the midst of, well, the entire round because she gets more attack speed the more balloons there are nearby. So let's just keep her like this and let's see how she does versus the ceramics, but before the glue gets to hit the ceramics, which is probably not a good idea. I should get the glue splatter, by the way, just so we can coat all of these black balloons and zebras and whatever gets left over from the ceramics, and it's totally not looking good. She's leaking some ceramics, but in general, with the help of the glue, because it does a little bit of DPS and the track is long, so the glue has a little bit of time to do its thing, we cleaned this guy out, I guess. Yeah, that's probably not too bad. Let me get her back a little bit. Let's leave the small balloons to the dissolver because we're obviously equipping the laser, and the laser is not the thing that's supposed to be cleaning out these guys, and maybe move her a little bit to the top so we can get this nice little line going with our attacks, and there we go. That was a nice pushback. Yeah, she is doing a decent amount of damage to these mob plasmas. Maybe we're gonna need to move her back a little bit. More mobs on this one, so we're gonna have 3. That was a very nice knockback. I think we hit the placement really nicely because, yes, there we go. It travels along this line and it hits almost all of the mobs, and she is popping. She popped 2 out of the 3 mobs, which I'm fine with, I guess, so far. All right, so 57. Let's move her back to her spot, and I think maybe, do we even like have her on last or something like that? Nah, I think strong is fine. Okay, so let's just keep her strong. We're gonna have an empowered. Yes, there we go. That was an empowered attack. It's really nice. It does extra damage as well, and it's still barely enough, but the thing is, this glue is just picking everything up, so I'm not exactly too worried. I'm gonna use the level 3 ability. I think it does a little bit of extra damage to mobs, which is really nice. I feel like you don't even need the solver nowadays just because of how good the liquefier is, because it got extra attack speed as well. But how are we doing versus the POV? So this thing is a little bit slower, so we get a lot of knockbacks on it actually. And do we need to do, I think I'm gonna use the level 7 ability actually. Just kind of push these guys back. Let's get both of the attacks going, just help with the clean out. And now as long as the dissolver hits all the small balloons, it's completely fine. All right, let's actually do this. Let's go on first. Let's pop these guys. Let's use the ability so that we pop the non-45 mob with the ability, and I'm going to use the kinetic charge, so hopefully it's going to stick to one of the 45 ones, and then let's do a little bit of damage to it so we get the explosion. Maybe it's going to trigger onto both of them. Is it going to hit the second one? No, it's not. Oh no, it transferred into a small balloon. It's fine, I guess. Or is it? This guy's making it a lot farther than I would like him to be. We get the second attack. Yes, there we go. We needed the grenades to do a lot of work there, and they did. They kind of saved it. That was really nice. So round 63, how are we doing? I feel like we're doing fine, right? Let me just move her a little bit more into the action. Let's equip the grenades because we have just a small balloons onto this one. No mobs, so no need of the laser. Let's move her a little bit more inside so she starts doing damage. Let's use the level 3 ability. Is this going to wipe out the entire way? No, I see a lot of zebras and black balloons, though. That's kind of the weakness, right? Okay, let's move her back. That's a huge wave. Let's just make sure we deal with these guys. And yeah, that's going to be about it. All right, so let's switch to the lasers now because, well, only mobs in this round. Have her like this, and then I guess we can do a kinetic charge because why not? This is a really cool ability, by the way, but it's kind of weird the way oh my god, that was a good explosion though. I was about to say things that weren't that nice, but it proved me wrong right instantly as I was about to say it. But yeah, it's kind of a weird ability because it takes a little bit of timing to it, so it detonates after 10 seconds. All right, so we saved a bunch of cash, and I think we're at the point at which we can just buy the liquefier. I'm not going to be buying the solver yet because I don't want to make things too easy for Rosalia, so I think that these two should hold on until 75. 75 is going to be a tricky one because there are going to be a lot of BFBs and small balloons on it. And here we are, and actually in the previous round we got level 12, which means the laser deals more damage. This is one of the buffs that happened in this update, so it does 10 damage, I believe. So let's move it like this. It does 10 damage to mob class balloons basically, so we should be able to get rid of these guys a little bit faster. And also you guys see what I kind of talked to you guys about a little bit earlier, because we're level 12, but we're about to enter free play. And so even though like we are gonna get, you know, the extra grenade stuff, I don't think I want to be using the grenades in like free play. I think I'm just gonna be playing off of this thing, off of the bounces, because you guys see the next level 13, when the laser upgrades to plasma, every 10th attack gets a lot stronger, and that knockback, if you haven't seen it, that knockback goes ham. It knockbacks like everything and it's bad. Alright, in round 82 we've entered free play mode actually a little while back, so we're level 13, so the laser has upgraded to plasma. The 10th attack just knockback so much. You guys are gonna see it in a second. All these guys are gonna get pushed back so far. Let's just see it. yes, look at that thing. It goes so far behind as well. Alright, so let's actually work towards getting an overclock into the Ultra Boost. We're about $10,000 off, which shouldn't be a problem. I want to, you know, just be triggering this this knockback as much as possible. And then if we can get away with Rosalia plus a solver, that's going to be a really interesting win if we can get that thing going. So let's start with 84. Let's overclock her. Let's use the level 10 ability and let's just get a bunch of, I like this knockback. The knockbacks are actually insane, especially when you overclock her. Like, look at this thing. This is even going to get crazier, by the way. If you think this is crazy, yeah, you don't even know what's awaiting, especially when you use the level 7 ability. So this is the thing, guys. This is what she does. She's like a glorified Moab press boomerang, and I don't see her doing anything else with all of these, you know, new balance changes is what I'm saying. All right, now this is around to which the kinetic charge might actually see some work. So let's use it. Let's use the level 7 ability and let's overclock her. So try and do as much damage to the first one as possible. And I think if we've done enough damage, it's going to blow all of these guys. Yes, that was really nice. And just take a look at the knockback after we're done with this thing. Yep, the knockback is really nice. How many Ultra Boost stacks? We're at 5, and then the next one is going to be a really nice level because we get some extra damage to more class balloons. So I think this is also one of the new changes. So the damage is going to go from 20 to 30, which happened in this update. 8 stacks, by the way. This is going to be stack number 9, and this is all happening before the 90s even, which is really nice. And then we're going to have DDTs onto the next one. So let's use the level 3 ability, just clean these guys out as fast as possible. She is picking up with the damage, I gotta be honest, but again, this is like a 10 times Ultra Boosted Rosalia, so this is not really representative, but the knockback actually does work onto the DDTs, and it's really nice. Oh my god, you guys see that? You know what? Let's switch things up for a second. Let's go to the grenades just for a second, and let's see how she does on 91 versus all of these. Oh, that was wrong, but I want to see how she does versus these small 45 ceramics actually, because she's not exactly, you know, that good, I guess, in cleaning out the small balloons. And is the grenade cleaning out the big ones as well? Oh my god, what? Wait a minute. Now that we've Ultra Boosted it like 10 times, is this better to keep the grenades versus mob class balloons? Probably not. I think the glue is doing a little bit of work as well versus these guys. So let's Ultra Boost her again. I mean, she is cleaning out everything. This is tripping me out a little bit because this is not supposed to be happening, and obviously it's not going to be happening in an actual game, but it's really funny to see the grenades just getting rid of warp class balloons, which they're not supposed to be doing. Let's switch to the lasers for this one. This is going to be round 93 with a bunch of DDTs. I'm going to use the level 7 ability, and it's not even funny what's happening. Alright, so we just got money for the solver. We don't need to buy this thing, but I'm just gonna buy it just because we can. So let's get the solver. Let's give it, I guess, a little bit of extra range and +1 pierce if it needs it. I wish it doesn't. And then there's no need to Ultra Boost the solver, so I'm just gonna keep using it onto Rosalia. And look at this attack, just keeping all of these guys in place. Yeah, I mean, I think this is true for all the towers and all the heroes in BT6, but once you Ultra Boost them like 10 times, yeah, it's definitely gonna be a different tower than what you're used to seeing. But let's go like this. Let's move her a little bit towards the back and let's see how we're doing. Yeah, the knockback should be going to town. Do we use the level 7 ability? I don't think so. I don't think we need it. This is a huge knockback happening. But the glue is also doing a lot of damage. Look at all these puddles, which do a decent amount of damage to mob class balloons. Let's use the level 7 ability for this one. Let's use the Ultra Boost with the level 3 and let's just see Rosalia's sheer power. I think that once the ZMGs are going to come out, I'm going to use the kinetic charge as well. But yeah, the small balloons have been dealt with. Maybe move her a little bit like this, a little bit closer. And then the ZMGs are out, so let me just use the charge. Oh, do I have it? No, she's set on first. I should have set it on strong before using that, but it's completely fine, I think. One more level 7 ability before round 97, so let's just wipe these guys really quickly, and yeah, bam, that's about it. You know, one of the questions I have is how is she gonna do versus bad balloons, because what she does versus mob class balloons is like, it's nice damage and she knocks them back, she buys herself a little bit of time, but she cannot do that versus the bad. So I'm wondering, is she gonna do a lot of damage to it, or how is the whole thing gonna look? Okay, so 98 is out. Let's switch her to do we wait a little bit actually? No, I think we go to town right now. Okay, so let's use the I set it to first. Let's use the level 7 ability, Ultra Boost, use the level 3 ability, and then try and do as much damage. And then if you, there's like a threshold with the level 10 ability. If you pass the threshold, you can activate the explosion manually. I don't exactly know how much the threshold is, but I think we passed it because I saw a big bang over there. And she is doing a decent amount of job while the flight boost is active without the solver, it seems like. So yeah, like almost the entirety of the round is gone, by the way. This knockback is really good, but yeah, this is basically what she does, guys. And I don't see anything changing, you know, with these new changes. Let's wait for the DTs to come out. Let's use the level 7 ability so we can knock these guys back, and I'm gonna save the kinetic charge for the next one. And yeah, we are, oh my god, these knockbacks, yeah, they're insane. There's just so much knockback happening. And then let's use the kinetic charge and the level 3 ability onto the bat. Let's see how much damage she can do. So maybe move her a little bit closer as much as possible. Actually, let me just watch the damage she's doing. So it is about, how much is that, like 50 damage a shot, something like that, give or take. Let's Ultra Boost her. We're gonna have the level 7 ability soonish, but I don't think I want to use the level 7 ability now. I think I want to use it when this thing pops. Let's use the level 3 though. And when is this thing popping? This new bat skin that I'm using, it kind of equipped itself automatically because I used the code, and I've not unequipped it, but I cannot exactly tell when's the last stage. I think this might be it. Yeah, let's use the level 10 ability. Let's use the level 3 as well, and I think I'm gonna use the flight boost because it should be about now when this thing pops. It kind of made it all the way on the other side, so I'm not exactly sure if, if she is like good versus bad balloons. I would say no, and I feel like she's playing off of the knockback more, but yeah, we do it with the bad balloon, and that is probably gonna be about it, right? Because she's gonna keep all these guys in place. Let's use the level 3 ability just to clean out the small balloons, and yes, that should be about it. All right, let's check the pops here. 1.3 million, a lot of pops with the ultra boost, and then with the solver helping out with the small balloons. But yeah, that's about it for this one. I think Rosalia is just a safe B tier. I completely agree with that, and that's about it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'm gonna see you on the next one.